Okay guys, here we go for our math notes to go with lesson 3.4. So, yesterday, here we go, making you a little dizzy. Yesterday we worked on the standard algorithm, which is the mommy-daddy way of multiplying by a one-digit number. Well, as you just saw in the teaching video, now we're gonna bump it up and we're gonna do the standard algorithm or the mommy-daddy way when we multiply by two-digit numbers. Now we're going to see, just like I said in the last video, we're going to see that sometimes it asks us to use partial products or the box method to solve. We're going to put that on hold for right now. So you're going to be solving long multiplication right now, just the mommy-daddy way, the regular standard algorithm. Okay, so that should make you and your parents happy. So we're going to stay away from the box method even if it asks us to right now, and we'll come back to that later. So let's make sure you have your pencil, your highlighter, your scissors, your glue stick, math notebook, blue folder, and also make sure you have your colorful math book because we're going to do a couple problems in there. Okay, you're also going to notice that you don't have a quick check to go with this lesson. I only assigned the practice buddy because I didn't think that we needed to do what was on the quick check. So when you get into your Savas tile, you'll only see the practice buddy for today, just like yesterday you only saw the quick check. All right, let's get our notes page out and let's get moving. So we're going to do 3.4, which should be your next notes page, of course, if you're staying organized. And let's get it cut out for our notes. Put him to the side for right now. And don't cut off your vocabulary words. Trim it up. Okay. Now, just like I had mentioned in the first video, the teaching video, the chart that you printed, and it also says it in these directions for yesterday, the anchor chart that you either printed or copied and glued into your notebook, that's titled Long Multiplication, Traditional. That chart is going to help us today. It's the same steps as you saw in the first video when we multiply by one-digit numbers or two-digit numbers. We're going to start in the ones, then we're going to move to the tens, then we're going to move to the hundreds, and then if we need to, we'll move to the thousands. The difference today, as you saw in the first teaching video, is that we have to do that a couple of times because we're going to have two-digit numbers we multiply by. And we do a little addition at the end, and that means we add up, and they're called partial products. But we follow the same steps as our chart we used yesterday for long multiplication. Multiply the ones, multiply the tens, multiply the hundreds. And then if needed, we go back and multiply the ones, multiply the tens, multiply the hundreds, or as many digits as we need to. Okay, so here we go. Let's just remind ourselves that standard algorithm, that's a really fancy word. Standard algorithm just means the mommy-daddy way. That means the regular old-fashioned way because we're old. Oh, let's put our lesson number. This is 3.4. Okay, so we're multiplying a two-digit times a one-digit right here. So this is going to remind us of our steps. So we have 24. Well, let's highlight it so we can see it. So we're going to review multiplying a two-digit times a one-digit. The steps stay the same. Okay, we have 24 times 6. We have two vocab words that I'd like to add here. Sometimes we're going to see the word factors, and that means the numbers being, I used a symbol there, multiplied. And then we have the word product. We have to know what those mean. And that's the answer to multiplication. So we have factors and product. There's your vocab. So let's review. This was yesterday's lesson. If I have 24 times 6, I want to line it up so my ones place is under my ones. You want to line up your digits. Okay, if we put this 6 under the 2, that would be saying he has 6 tens, and 6 is just a 1-digit number. So we do 4 times 6 and we get 24, so we have to regroup, which means bring our 2 to the tens place because we have a tens place to do that for. Then we have 6 times 2 because now we're going to multiply by the tens, and we get 6 times 2 is 12. Plus 2, we add our extras. So 6 times 2 is 12, plus 2 is 14. So we would get 144. So we're going to start in our ones, then go to our tens, then our hundreds, and our thousands. But remember, if we regroup, it means we have to give the other place value his own kind. So since 4 times 6 has 2 tens and 4 ones in it, we give the 2 to the tens place, and we add them in. Okay, now we have a 2-digit times a 2-digit, just like we practiced in the first video. And it's telling us to use the standard algorithm. Remember what I said? We're only going to use the standard algorithm for right now. We're not going to worry about that box method or partial products. Okay, so if we have 32 times 18, now look what they did. They put 18 on top times 32. That's okay because we can flip-flop multiplication, and it will be the same answer. Step 1. So look, your chart that you did yesterday that you copied or printed and glued into your notebook is your steps. We always start with the ones. So we have 8 times 2 ones equals 16 ones. So 8 times 2 is 16. We're going to regroup the 1 to the tens place and bring the 6 down. Then we have 2 times 110, and we get 2 plus 1, we get 3. Now we're not done. We are not done. So we're going to put our 36 here because in step 2, we've got to move over and multiply the tens. So now we have this guy. Okay? So we have 8 times 2 is 16, 2 times 1 plus 1 more was 3. Now we're going to multiply these guys. And this should be ringing a bell because you already watched the first video with me. 3 times 8, 3 is in the tens place. 3 times 8 is 24. So oops, I forgot to do something really important. We have to put a 0 here because since we shifted over to the tens place, we've got to hold our place value here with a 0. So now we're in the tens, so we're going to put a 0 in the ones, and we're going to think 30 or 3 times 8 is 24. So we're going to regroup our 2, bring down our 4. And then we're going to look at tens times tens. 3 times 1 is 3, plus 2 more is 5. Okay, and when we have 2-digit times 2-digit, or even when we get bigger, a 3-digit times a 2-digit, we add what's called the partial products. And that's this guy and this guy. Like my fancy arrow. So we had 36 when we multiplied 18 times 2, and we had 540 when we multiplied 30 times 18. So we add them. 6 plus 0 is 6, 3 plus 4 is 7, 5 plus nothing is 5. Okay? And this, my friends, is the product. Okay, these boxes may have been a little confusing because we were kind of taking one step and then redoing it in another step. So let's practice a couple together, and let's do this. We're not going to worry about number 5. We can just cross number 5 off. We don't have a lot of room. And we're going to put a line here, and we're going to rewrite number 3 here and number 4 here so we can go down. We always want to set it up and down. And then we can do 84 times 65. Okay, make sure you're going step by step with me. So we're going to start in our ones place. So we have 9 times 6. 9, 18, 27, 36, and 45, 54. So we get 54. We're going to put our 5 here, 4 here. Now we have 9. We're going to multiply it by our tens. We have 9 times 7. 9, 18, 27, 36, and 45, 54, 63. So this is 63 plus 5. We add him. So 9 times 7 is 63, plus 5 is 68. And since we have no more place values, we can bring the whole 68 down here. Now we're going to switch to this guy. So we're done multiplying our 9 out. Now we're going to multiply our 4 10s out because he's in the tens place. So we have 4 times 6, and we get, whoops, we're going to put a 0 there. Since we're in the tens place, we have to hold a place value of 0 here. Now we have 4 times 6. Let's see, I'm going to sing my sixes. 6, 12, 18, 24, 24. So I always cross him out because he was from the last guy. And we're going to put 24. And now we're going to go here. 7 times 4 is 28 plus 2. Remember, we add those guys. So 7 times 4 is 28 plus 2. Since there's no more digits to multiply over higher, we have to bring the 30 here. See what I did? So let's check our work here. So 9 times 6 was 54. 9 times 7 was 63. Plus 5 more is 68. Then we moved over to our 10s, so we put a 0. And we start to multiply. 4 times 6 is 24. I cross out the old guy and put the new regrouped. 4 times 7 is 28. Plus 2 more. There's no more to regroup, so you bring them down here. So it gave me a thousands place now. And now we add them. 4 plus 0 is 4. 8 plus 4 is 12. There's that little 1 that we like to carry. 6 plus 0 is 6 plus 1, 7. And 3 plus nothing is 3. And we put our commas in our numbers. If commas aren't in your numbers, they're incorrect. Okay. I know I'm moving a little fast, so you have to tell yourself, pause and rewind, pause and rewind. But make sure you're doing it with me. Okay, 84 times 65. Okay, tell yourself, where are we going to start? We're going to start in the ones. There we go, make you dizzy a little bit. So 4 times 5 is 20. 4, 8, 12, 16, 20. So we regroup our 2 and we bring our 0 here. Since we're in this ones place, we are going to start in the ones place. Now we have 5 times 8. And we get 40 plus 2. 42. And since he's the last place value, we just bring our 42 here. Okay, we're done with the 5. Now we're going to go back and do the 6. So we have 6 times 4, 6, 12, 18, 24. So we're going to put another 2. He's a different 2. Put our 0 there. Don't forget to put your 0 there. Once you move to your tens place, you have to put a 0 here and then your answer. 8 times 6 is 48 plus 2. Since that's the last place value, 48 plus 2 is 50. And we add them up. And we get 0 plus 0, 0. 2 plus 4 is 6. 4 plus 0 is 4. 5 plus nothing is 5. And put your comma there. Okay, this is a lot. This is a hard doozy lesson because you guys learned lots of partial products last year. Hopefully some of you learned this way, but if not, it's okay. We're going to be doing a couple days with this lesson so that we can really get used to multiplying 2-digit times 2-digit. Okay, go ahead and glue him into your next page, which should come right after 3.3 from yesterday. Let's keep him open grab our class book. And I want you to turn to page, we'll do page 93. Glue on my fingers. Okay, page 93 has a problem at the top. So we're doing 2-digit times 2-digit. Miss Silva, oh, look at that, Olivia. You're famous. Miss Silva has 12 weeks, let's circle that, to train for a race. I'm noticing a lot of us are not circling, boxing, underlining keywords or questions on our homework, and I'm going to start looking for that. Miss Silva has 12 weeks to train for a race. Over the course of 1 week, she plans to run 15 miles. If she continues this training, how many miles will Miss Silva run before the race? Okay, so she has 15 miles per week, and she's going to train for 12 weeks. So how many miles will Miss Silva run before the race? It says solve this problem any strategy you choose. We've only done the standard way. Remember, we're not worrying about the box method yet. So if she has 12 weeks to train and she's going to do 15 miles in each week, that means I could multiply 12 weeks times 15 per week. Okay? So hopefully you have your notebook out. And you remember, we're going to start in the ones place. And we line them up. You've got to line them up correctly. So we have 2 times 5. Hopefully you don't need to think too hard. That's 10. 2 times 5, I have to give the 1 to the tens place and bring down the 0. 5 times 1, because now we're going to go to the tens place. 5 times 1 is 5 plus 1 more. 5 times 1 is 5 plus 1 more is 6. Okay, now if that was 12 times 5, there's our answer. But we've got this 1 that we've also got to multiply out. So he's in the tens place. We're going to put a 0 in the ones place for our next partial product. And we're going to start again. 1 times 2, we get 2. Don't need to regroup anything because that's a 1-digit product. Now we have, he's from the last guy. 1 times 1, we get 1. And that has to be placed in the hundreds place. And we add them. And we have to make sure we're lining these digits up correctly too. 0 plus 0 is 0. 6 plus 2 is 8. And 1 plus nothing is 1. So this would be my final answer to 12 times 15. Okay, we've done a lot of questions together. If on your homework or in the, I don't think there's any, there might be. In the practice buddy, it might say you can use partial products. We're not doing the box method. We're just going to use the mommy-daddy way. Okay? All right, good luck, guys. Take your time. Come to help session at 11:45 if needed. I'll see you then. Good luck.